Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading People That Have Gone From Ugly to Very Attractive. How Did Your Life Change? Number 2. If you're new here, please tap that subscribe button below for more weight loss stories and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. Well, I've done both things you mentioned, lost 100 pounds and gained a sense of style. Everyone is nicer, not just women, retail workers, professionals, people at bars. I can say the most idiotic thing now and people will laugh with me and be interested in what I'm saying. Previously, I could say something actually insightful or funny and just get ignored. I lost a ton of weight. But my confidence and self-image is so frigged because of relentless teasing. I cannot approach women, so I'm 24 and still have never had a girlfriend, mex, or anything at all. The one girl that did go out with me for a month, I can't really count that as a relationship, parted ways, citing the following. You're too normal. You're the first person that's ever been nice and not hurtful to me. Nothing gets you mad. I don't deserve someone like you. You're the type of guy that dates like beauty queens, not girls like me. I didn't even know how to respond to that. I've lost 83 pounds this year, and for the first time since I was in 7th grade, am under 200 pounds. I was on a trip to Chicago over the weekend, and the place I stayed had a cardio room, so I went up to run on the treadmill a bit. There was an attractive girl, and I noticed that she looked at me a few times, and instead of thinking, sweet, this chick is checking me out, all I could think was, what the frig am I doing wrong? The confidence isn't there for me yet, but I do notice people will look my way and smile more. I just need to learn to smile at them more better. Here's some progress pics from a month ago. I've lost a few more pounds since then. I'm pretty sure this will get buried under the 944 comments, but I figured typing this out might help me anyways, so here goes my experience with your question. I am a 22-year-old female who has lost a significant amount of weight and now rests somewhere near 120. In the process of doing so, I have learned to do my makeup through books, tutorials, and practice, have completely changed my style, from high school crust punk to something to what I like to think is a pin-up 50 style, and cleared up my skin. People have called me beautiful and attractive, though I'm unsure as to whether or not that is true. I've experienced what many in this thread have. People are nicer, more likely to go to the way for you, and guys certainly hit on me more. That being said, I've grown ever obsessed with my weight and measuring myself. I tried everything I eat, and usually at the end of the day, I found myself pretty severely undereating. But with my weight loss, so has grown a disdain for the feeling of being full. I have a difficult time making friends. My hobbies are male-dominated, Magic the Gathering, League, etc., but I've often become friends with a guy only for him to stop talking to me when he finds out that I am involved in a relationship and do not want to pursue a relationship with him. Many of the friends I did have now have issues relating to me. In particular, my best friend, her and I were both large in middle school and high school, has never brought up my weight loss, and our relationship has grown strained and somewhat awkward. High school friends that I see at bars and parties talk viciously about me behind my back, but are kind to my face. Like, oh, you look so great, only to walk back to their group and begin talking while having everyone look over at me. It's also been confirmed by other friends that they do. I've become dreadfully insecure. When people look and stare at me or talk to me in bars, etc., I always assume they are playing some type of joke at my expense or are very drunk. I like when people are kind to me, and I like to get complimented, but I almost never take it seriously and I'm sometimes very nervous due to the attention. The worst part is, even with all this, I'd never go back to the way I was. I also love never having to pump my own gas because I'm terrible at it. I was fat for my whole childhood until college. Asked a girl out and got totally rejected after she had been stringing me along. Went off the deep end. Lost 40 pounds in a month and started working out. I haven't missed a week in 6 years now. I have more confidence than I used to, but a lot of the insecurities still remain. I still don't talk to girls much, but then again, I never did anyways. What I used to look like at 16. What I look like now at 24. I was 230 pounds at my peak, always been overweight though. Over the last 2 years, I've dropped to 155 pounds. I'm sitting at 13% body fat. Went from a size 40 to a size 30, and surprisingly have very little loose skin. Unfortunately, I still have some terrible tats that need to be removed. Anyway, that changes. People are nicer, a lot nicer. I sat down in a barbecue joint and ordered 2 pounds of chicken, 3 buns, 2 baked potatoes, a ton of food. Instead of assuming I was just eating an unhealthy volume, which was the truth, the waitress asked me if I was training for an event. Girls look, people smile more. I get discounts at smaller stores where that kind of thing is possible. If anyone has ever walked around in a military uniform, that's what it reminds me of. And that's how it is with strangers. With my family, there is some strange animosity. I keep being told to be careful, that I'm getting too thin. I overheard my brother talking to my parents, mocking my trying to hire a trainer. And I get berated for non-participation when I won't eat the terribly unhealthy food that they cook. My wife's family doesn't mention anything about it beyond, "You look good." I lost a bunch of weight once I went to college. My mother's a lawyer, so I pretty much lived off fast food at home. I also had my braces taken off in my sophomore year of college. Apart from being more mature, I'm very much the same person. The biggest differences I noticed: I get checked out a lot more. People smile back at me. Salespeople are more willing to wait on me. Much easier to make female friends. People are generally willing to give you a break or cut you slack on some things. People either assume you're a great person or a jerk for being good looking. I've never forgotten how I felt when people would mistreat me for being overweight, and I will never treat someone who is overweight like I was treated. Growing up, I was overweight and extremely awkward with girls. The summer before my grade 12 year, I lost about 60 pounds. Nobody even recognized me when I went back to school, but I'm certain I missed a ton of signals from women, and I still do. It's not as simple as turning on a switch and going from shy nerd to a player. I still have confidence issues and have difficulty approaching beautiful women for anything other than a friendly conversation. That being said, people are totally nicer to you, and as a whole, I just feel so much happier and confident. It's difficult for me to relate to the way I was before I lost weight. A 24-year-old guy here. I lost about 50 kilos, 110 pounds, and gained quite a bit of muscle. That was about 2 years ago now. I still love seeing myself in the mirror, usually. I still have days where I feel fat though. I'm not. I'm about 75 kilos, 160 pounds, at 1.8 meters, 5'9". I would say I have always had a sense of style, but it's hard to dress smart when you're 3 sizes too big. I went from XXL to medium, European. I remember those first few times I went shopping when I was down to a medium. Finally, I could start wearing the clothes I wanted. Like a lot of people that lose a lot of weight, gradually a fairly attractive guy emerged from under all that fat. As far as life changes go, a lot changed. First of all, I've had a girlfriend for almost 2 years now. She was my first girlfriend, first kiss, first mex, etc. So that was and is a big deal. After I lost all that weight physically, she really helped me lose it psychologically and emotionally. She helped me realize how other people see me and helped me accept myself. I will never forget that. So a big change is how I see myself. I gained a lot of self-confidence. When a girl looks at me when I'm out, I no longer feel like she is judging me. Maybe she's just looking over or even checking me out. When I hear people laughing, I usually no longer feel that they're laughing at me. When I meet new people, I no longer feel inferior to them. Another weird thing was the time during and after losing weight. Hearing it from all kinds of people. It's funny how some of my close friends never mentioned it, and for a lot of people I don't know so well, it was the huge issue. Also got a ton of positive feedback, which gave me a good feeling. And there were also some weird situations though. One weird thing that changed was, as a fat person, I was very outgoing and always the funny guy. A lot of fat people are, because it's the one way to get positive attention. I am still both of those things, but not the same I used to be. I'm much quieter and have no problem not being the center of attention. Sometimes I miss the old me in that sense, but maybe I just see myself differently these days. A lot of little things. For a former fat person, they're actually a pretty big deal. One of my biggest, I've always loved swimming and being in the water. And during my fattest of years, I never went into the water with people around or took off my shirt. I missed it very badly. Being able to go for a swim or change in front of other people is awesome. You get treated differently. People come sit next to you in the train or ask you for directions. If you strike up a conversation with someone, they don't end it as soon as possible. This wasn't always the case, but sometimes. You get noticed. No more sweating profusely because of warm weather, stairs, buses, trains, subways, crowds, dancing, etc. Already mentioned, shopping for clothes. You feel a lot better. Body, mind, soul, all of it. Not being disgusted by pictures of yourself or seeing yourself in the mirror is amazing. I am totally faithful to my girlfriend, but when I get hit on, it gives my self-confidence a huge boost and makes me incredibly happy. A side note, girls hit on guys more often, it'll make our day. Being able to run and go running is awesome. I used to get those rashes on my thighs because of the friction when it was hot. At open air festivals, they would get very painful. Never get them anymore. That's about all I can think of right now. Feel free to ask any questions. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day from our Reddit community. To join our Reddit community, just open the description below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories, and to join our friendly community, the narwhals. YNM91 says, female 29, 5'7", minus 43 pounds, and I'm done with the scales. Joe Berg 83 says, update, I posted here a few months back, so I thought I'd update everybody on my continued journey. I'm now under 200 pounds for the first time since my teens, and I'm going to keep on going. A Cat 927 says, full body transformation. Left picture taken October 24th, 2019, and right picture taken July 26, 2020. Thanks for sharing, featured narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more weight loss stories and to join our friendly community, the narwhals. Thanks for watching, narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.